This is SoCal Talk. How you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of SoCal Talk, where I talk about what's going on in the world and especially what's going on in California. In this episode, I want to talk about how situation in California does not look good for the future if there's no dramatic change happening. There's a lot of things going around in California, and it looks very bleak right now. Okay, we have the recall election coming up to recall Gavin Newsom. Let's hopefully let's hopefully something changes. Right now, what's going on in the news of the recall election is that right now they want to do a audit before the election happens. Right, some guy I think filed a petition or something like that to do an audit before the election actually happens. See, this is how corrupt it is. This is how corrupt California politics is. Right, they want to do because they don't trust people in California. They don't trust their politicians so much. We don't trust our election so much that we want to audit it before the election actually happened. Right? This is how much confidence we have in our government. This is how much confidence we have in Gavin Newsom. Right? People want to audit the election before it actually happening. Right? All we need is 51% of people said um, they wanted to recall Gavin Newsom, and that's it. He's out. That's it. And everyone else is all every candidate for themselves. But yeah, if something extreme got to happen, right? Not only that, we have social justice problem with especially the liberals that don't understand what's going on with geopolitics, don't understand socialism. They don't understand. They can't learn the history from socialism and how bad it is. Socialism lead to communism, right? They want to say that socialism that was enacted in the past isn't the same or isn't enacted properly. What are you talking about? Socialism is socialism. Communism is repressive. It's authoritative. All right. How are you supposed to do different? It's the same thing. All right. What's the difference between communism back then and communism today? Authoritative. All right. Right now, China is imposing. Right now, China, they just pass out this propaganda piece. All right, because everything that's being published in China is got to be approved by the CCP. Right. So they just released this paper saying that the thing that's happening right now in China, because China's going happening because China is having their own economic crisis as well, right? They try said that the United States is the one who released the C-19, all right? It was our fault, and they said the United States is the reason why they're going to their economic downfall, right? And they're basically using the tactics like the from the book Saul Alinsky, right? Accuse your enemy of what you are guilty of. That's what it is. That's all the liberal tactics. Accuse the enemy of what you are guilty of. They want to accuse us as election fraud when they're the one that is doing it. All right. I might get banned by saying that word. Sorry, YouTube. All right. Not only that, speaking on China, thing that's happening the worst in California is that um Chinese nationalists, right? This is one problem that not a lot of people talk about, or they don't talk enough, is that they're buying a lot of real estate in California, right? The billionaire Chinese nationalists. You know what they do? They buy these real estate, right? And they leave it vacant. You know all these houses. If you come to Southern California, there's this area called Palos Verdes, Anaheim Hills, the Hills, all these risky Brentwood, Bel Air, and all that stuff. Most of these houses they look occupied, right? But they're vacant. What the Chinese people do, the Chinese nationalists do, is that they buy these houses and leave it vacant, and they don't sell it to nobody. They just leave it vacant, and because of that, they're pushing the property, the the price of the houses skyrocket, right? Because they inflated the price so much, and that's probably one reason why there are limited homes in California, because they bought up all these, not just lavish mansion, right? They bought up all these other small property as well. All right, and that leads to the housing crisis, right? It drive up all the housing crisis. California have a major housing crisis right now. A modest houses, I don't know what the definition of modern house. I think a modern house is like a 2 bedroom or something like that, right? I don't know about real estate, but I'm just assuming, right? It's like a 2 bedroom is like $500,000, where everyone else like in the middle of America is probably a modern house is like 200 grand, right? Or even fewer than that. I'm not sure. Look it up for me. But I'm just saying that I just want to make a discrepancy that California real estate is very expensive. Is I would not buy real estate in California at the moment right now. All right, this is what leads to a lot of homelessness in California. All right, California homelessness is a big problem in California. All right, and what they do is what's going on. If you aren't sure, they're building this pack and stack apartment, and they're building all these condos, all these apartments, thinking people have the money right now at this situation that will buy it. Right now, all these pack and stack apartments. If you go downtown area, there's all these pack and stack apartments, right? Condominium, newly built, right? And I'm thinking to myself, who's gonna buy these at the economy that we're in right now? And by the way, these pack and stack apartments, they are built in the ghetto, right? I was like, why would you buy a condo like for I don't know what's the going rate, $300,000? Why would you buy a condo overlooking the ghetto for that much amount of money? Who would buy that, especially in this kind of economy? I don't know. I'm just saying, who would buy that? I'm just questioning. I don't say nobody wouldn't buy it, but I wouldn't buy it, especially overlooking the ghettos. Like, okay, I'm in this fancy condos. Then down there, I'm seeing a bum peeing on the street, taking a poop. Then I see a liquor store, a gun store, people dealing drugs. Like, well, who would want to live here, right? And especially in this economy, who's going to buy these? People are not working. People are living off or they soon be off of unemployment. But I'm just saying, like, and people aren't going back to work. There's a labor shortage right now. People are realizing that it's not worth it to be working these service sector jobs. All right, all the places I see that's hiring is service sector. Right, me being McDonald's, McDonald's, fast food. Okay, real retailers, Target, Walmart. All right, these are service sector jobs. These jobs are very, I don't want to say it, but I used to work in customer service. Customer service is not a good thing to deal with the public like that. All right, it's not a desirable job, and they're realizing that they don't want to come to these types of job no more. Now these service sector jobs are are um are having trouble finding employees. Not just that, restaurants having trouble finding employees. So some restaurants even go as far as limit how many days they're open. Like for instance, if they open like 7 days a week or 5 days a week, or let's say 7 days a week, and they have to resort to just opening 4 days out of the week or 5 days out of the week, closed for 2 days or something like that. They have to cut hours, cut staff because they don't have enough staff. Not only that, there's driver shortage right now. All right, truckers are not driving because of the regulation that the federal government or the law in placing on them that they can't drive a certain amount of hours. They have to get the amount of sleep. They have to log on to sleep time, the time that they're active, right? And because of that, the truckers are not are less free to do what they want to do, right? Well, how do you the guy for a trucker? The way he makes his money is being on time and deliver as much crate as possible, right? If there's a regulation implemented on the time, it prevents him from getting as much delivery as done as possible. So that limits his delivery. Every trucking, they get paid for every delivery they make. So if there's a time cut, that means there are fewer transit there that they have to do, that they have to deliver. All right. So that leads to less desirable job for truckers, and some of them are quitting, all right, because there's a lot of risk when you drive. If you're a trucker, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a trucker, if you get in trouble, the company they don't have your back. You have to get your own lawyer and you have to protect your own back. All right, there's a lot of risk when it comes to trucking. All right, correct me if I'm wrong. Leave it in the comment. But not only that, there's a lot of shortage right now. There's food shortage. Not only that, farming California. If you're not aware right now, California is going through a drought problem. There's no water. The city ordinance or cities, the states have to regulate water limits. All right, meaning that farmer can't even access groundwater to their own land. Okay, so they can't even water the crops. That means what does that mean? That means there are fewer crops. There's gonna be food shortage. Okay, that means because there are fewer crops, what is that going to do? That's going to raise prices of food. All right. Not only that, they're going to raise the price of water. They have to calculate all this stuff into the food, right? They have to calculate the high cost of water, the high cost of fuel costs, the high cost of labor, and that's going to lead to the high cost of food. All right. People need to equate this together. All right. One thing will affect one thing. One thing will lead to another, right? And and not only that, they're making it possible for farmers to access their own groundwater, which mean which mean that farmer will have to resort to find other ways to conserve water. Right? They can't. Some places they can't even collect rainwater. They can't collect well water and they can't collect rainwater. They can't tap the aqueduct. They can't tap the city municipal water because that's how much of a severe drought that we're having right now. Right? Not only that, we're going to several fire right now, especially in Lake Tahoe. At the time I'm recording this, what is this, September 4th? We're going to fire right now in Tahoe. There was one recently in San Bernardino in Southern California, and there's multiple ones in Northern California. All right, we're going through several severe fire going on right now. Every morning I woke up is a gray sky. We're in the summertime. It's supposed to be a bright, sunny month, right? Every morning there is a gray sky outside in Southern California. If I'm correct, right? Every time I wake up, it's gray, gray, gray. I was like, that's weird, especially in the summertime. Right? You expect to be it's hot, but yet again, it's humid. This is to me of all my time living in Southern California. This is the most humid day we have for a month that I could recall, that I could remember. Right? Usually humidity only lasts for like a 1 or 2 days. Now it's like expand to a month of humidity. Right? And California's supposed to be a dry air climate. It's a desert. All right, and the mountain's supposed to prevent. I don't know what the mountain does, but anyway, back to I digress on that. But yeah, we're going to severe drought right now. Severe drought will lead to a lot of price increase. Okay, now the farmers have to figure a way how to collect water. I guess my opinion, if I were to say something, if I would suggest something, it was like collect dew water. I guess they have to resort to collecting dew water or rain catchers, which is like a mesh. If you don't know what a rain catcher is like they implement in some countries. It's like a wired mesh, and then it trapped the dew, and the dew just run off the wired mesh down to a collecting reservoir, and then it goes to like a container. I think that's what a rain catcher is. All right, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to resort to that. Grab water out of the air, right? Because water the air have water in it, right? And then when it touches something like cold, it condensate into that surface, and then it just fall off. It collect water. Maybe they could do that, right? When it comes to desalination, that's a lot. That's a lot of energy. The technology is way too new for that, and it's very expensive to desalt the water, right? It involves a lot of energy, okay? But that's some of the thing we're going around in California right now. Okay, I spoke about the election. I spoke about the work shortage. I spoke about the homelessness. I spoke about the work short. Did I say that already? The short labor, the trucking, all right, and the work short. I said about that. And then I spoke about the drought, the fire, all these stuff. It adds up. It's like. And then they're gonna force all these other unnecessary things, in my opinion, right? It's unnecessary ordinances that overreaching the power. They don't have the power to do none of these stuff. It's not a law. Legislative have to do this. All right, whether to make you wear that diaper on your face, or get you the Jim Jones jab, right? They can't do that. The government can't do that. Only the legislative could do that. They're overreaching their power. Okay, and I don't know when is this gonna happen. And it looks very bleak right now. And my best things for people to do is prepare right now. Just prep, get food, get water right now at the moment. Get food, water, medicine, some way to find a shelter, Save your money. I know it's kind of hard to save your money when you have to buy all this preparedness stuff. Have Plan B, right? An exit route. Um, get comfortable with your community. Talk to each other and get with your community and talk about if something was to go down. Try to help one another. You know, just be prepared, man. Buy all the foods you need right now because prices is gonna go up. Not only that, we have geopolitics is going on right now. China is almost invoking a war-like proclamation, right? Try to belittle the United States in China. They pass out the leaflet over there or editorial to their citizens, and now they're brainwashing their citizens that to say that the American is the enemy right now. And not only that, okay, there's one thing: the shipping containers. There is backup in the LA Harbor right now. The container is backed up. If you look at a live satellite, you look at the LA Los Angeles ports or Long Beach port. You can see all the shipping containers all backed up, about 40 ships, and only like 1 or 2 ships can be serviced a day, right? Not only that, shipping containers is the price of shipping containers went up, right? So that means the price of shipments can go up as well because they got to cover the costs somehow, right? And there's a chip shortage, all these shortage, the year after shortage right now. I could say it's prepared, man. Prepared, they're gonna raise taxes. For sure, they're gonna raise taxes, all right? And then they're gonna try to get us into more conflict in the Middle East. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen, right? And if not, I don't know. What's your opinion? Leave in the comment below. But we're most likely we're gonna get into another conflict because there's still people in the Middle East right now, American citizens, okay? And not only that, at the same time, they're pushing communistic, socialistic ideas. Like, come on, man, are you kidding me? We went through this before over and over again. Why do you want this so much? It doesn't work. It's a definition of insanity. Okay? You want to do the same thing over and over and expect different result. You're not going to get different result. What kind of result you can get from communism? It's the same result. It's oppressive. All right? We have these, especially the millennials. All right? These millennials, they don't understand. They don't understand being brainwashed. And they can't comprehend that for some reason. All right? It's like talking to a brick wall. Nothing's going to go through. Can't penetrate them. All right? Then these people never experience real communism. They never try to go China. When you go China, right? These communist sympathizers, these millennials, go to China for a weekend and see what size do they pick. see what kind of rights do you have when you go to China. All right? They're being brainwashed by the propaganda media, all right, that don't tell the real reason how the situation in China is like right now. Okay, it's very authoritative. You do not have no rights, all right? And they think just because take away our rights will make everything better. No, if you cannot have security. You cannot be free when you exchange it for security. Okay, it doesn't work like that. You're more free when you. I'd rather take freedom over security. That's what it is. When you're free, you get to be your own security. All right. When you depend on the government, they're gonna want something back. It's like let me use this analogy, right? When you live under somebody's houses, like say you live under your parent, right? You're not free. You have to abide by their rules. You have to do your chores, your duty, you clean the house and all that stuff, right? Not only until you move out, then you're free to do everything, right? That's what you're more independent, right? When you're dependent on somebody, you're not free. When you're dependent on the government, you are not free. When you're dependent on your parent, you're not free until you go off on your own and be independent. Then you're more free to do anything, okay? Now they'll try to take away your rights, right? They want to take away your rights. And they don't understand that. They don't understand how precious it is to have our Second Amendment and our First Amendment. You don't have that in China. You do not have that in communists. All right. When these millennials that protesting for socialism, this Antifa that's protesting for socialism, when you protest that kind of idea in China, guess what? They're gonna lock you up. They're gonna beat you up, put you in prison. All right. You do not have a voice. You don't have the right to protest in a communist country. I'm speaking this with passion. And it just looked bleak right now. My best advice is for everybody to prepare, buy gold, silver, especially if you don't know me right now. I'm pro Bitcoin. All right, I'm pro Bitcoin. Any other thing is inferior to Bitcoin. All right, because everything else is centralized. Whether it's from Doge, Ethereum, XRP, or whatever it is, it's all centralized. You want something decentralized. When you decentralize something, that means everybody have freedom. You're free to do anything when you decentralize. When you centralize things, for example, like the bank, all the currency, the fiat currency, is centralized. That's what it is. It's centralized. That means you have no freedom. One entity have control of your finances. That's the thing. What all these altcoin is. All right. That's why Bitcoin is more superior. So if I were you, I would invest in Bitcoin. Sure, it's kind of expensive right now, but you can always buy fractional amounts called sats. All right, and over time it'll accumulate, and then when the price goes down, like every market, there's gonna be ups and downs, and it's whether you decide when you want to buy it. You want to buy it when it gets to this price or that price, right? But I digress. But the main point of Bitcoin is that it's superior. It's more freedom than any other asset out there. Not only that, it's uncrackable. All the other altcoins. There's been story that has been cracked already. There's no evidence that Bitcoin have ever been cracked before. Okay, and not only that, if you want to go on the hard asset route, probably gold and silver, uranium. Uranium. Some guys is investing in uranium right now because if you want to make quick money, I guess look into uranium. I don't know where you would buy uranium, but precious metal, gold and silver. I'm strongly on gold and silver. If you have money for gold, get gold. If you have money for silver, get silver. All right, and diversify it. Not don't just get in bitcoins, but these are the three assets I would diversify it in: gold, silver, gold, and Bitcoin. All right, at the moment. But I'm not a financial advisor. I do your own research. Don't take it from me, but that's what I'm investing on. All right, but it doesn't look well right now in California. That's what's going on this whole week, man. It's like it's one thing after another. You gotta wait to see what happened next week. Okay, you gotta see what happened next week. And in 2 weeks, on September 14th, we're gonna have a recall election. I don't know whether we're gonna see any rigging involved or not. They want to call Larry Elder as an anti-vaxxer. Like, how is he anti-vaxxer? He didn't came out saying anything like that. He just say he's gonna eliminate the face mandate. All right, he didn't. That's why all he said. He didn't say he didn't. He didn't say he's for or against it. All right, he hadn't decided on that part, and they automatically assumed that that's what he is. They said that this recall is a Republican recall. How's it Republican recall when most of the people that signed it are Democrats? Okay, and that's what's going on right now. And keep an eye on China. China is heavily involved in California politics, right? Oh, and one more thing. There's this thing about we have a senator right now named Barbara Boxer. No, is not Barbara there? Dianne Feinstein. Barbara Boxer is retired, right? Dianne Feinstein, right? Dianne Feinstein is 88 years old. She's getting on Joe Biden level of comprehension, right? And people are questioning whether she could move out. Now the thing is that if Larry Elder get elected, he get to choose to replace Dianne Feinstein. I keep saying Barbara, actually, she retired. Dianne Feinstein, right? And that means that's one more Republican in the Senate. That's going to have a lot of ramification in the Senate seat, in the national headline, because that means that I guess that'll break the tie or something like that, or it'll be tie. It'll be more Republican or something like that. But that is major news. If Larry Elder were to get elected, there's going to be some paradigm shift happening. All right, and Dianne Feinstein might step down because she's cognitive incoherent, or cognitive incapacitated, or something like that. But yeah, that's one thing people gotta look up for. That's what California is major. All right, we produce most of the food in this country. We produce 14%. We produce walnuts, avocados, oranges. All right, soybeans, corn, all the meat, chickens. All right. Produce 14. I think the majority of the food are produced in California, like the bread basket, right? And look what happened in the East Coast and Central America right now. Not Central America, the Middle East. I mean, the Middle America right now, right? There's all these flooding, all these catastrophe happening. All right, and now California deal with its own drought. Now it's gonna be, oh my god, some crazy. But anyway, I digress. I'm just repeating myself over and over again. But let me know what you think. Leave a comment. You like what I'm talking about? Leave a comment. I want to hear what you guys think, what your input. I don't have all the answers, so it'll be good for me to get some information from you guys, so I could, reiterate on the next show. But if you like what I'm saying, if you don't like what I'm saying, please like, dislike, share, and subscribe. And hopefully, I'll convince you enough to give me, subscribe. But on that note, guys, thank you for hearing me out, and I'll check you guys on the next show. All right, this is SoCal Talk. Peace.